The construction of the super-digital camera has been completed. It will help discover the secrets of the universe. SLAC National Accelerator Laboratory announced the completion of work on the Legacy Survey of Space and Time instrument. This 3,200 megapixel technological marvel will go to the Vera C. Rubin Observatory and help astronomers better understand dark matter, dark energy and other mysteries of our universe. The LSST device is now complete. It will soon be installed on the Vera C. Rubin Observatory, which is scheduled to be inaugurated next year. The camera's capabilities will allow for a new look at the cosmos, and perhaps thanks to it will be possible to answer basic questions about the nature of dark matter and dark energy. It has 3,200 megapixels and weighs 3 tons. The images generated by the camera are so large that it takes hundreds of ultra-high-resolution 4K TVs combined into a single image to display them properly. With the completion of SLAC's unique LSST camera and its upcoming integration with the rest of the Vera C Rubin Observatory systems, we will soon begin producing the greatest film of all time and the most informative map of the night sky ever built, said N6ojM of the University of Washington, who manages the observatory's construction. The device will allow you to observe the universe with unprecedented detail. Over the course of 10 years, it will generate a huge amount of data about the southern night sky. Scientists hope that this data will help understand dark energy, which is driving the accelerating expansion of the universe. And in the search for dark matter, a mysterious substance that, as scientists estimate, makes up about 85% of the universe. Matter in the universe. LSST is the largest digital camera ever built for astronomical purposes. It is about the size of a small car. It has 2 lenses. The first one has a diameter of 1.5 meters. The second one 90 centimeters. The second one is intended to correct any errors of the first one. It will also act as a seal for the vacuum chamber in which the camera's focal plane is located, i.e., the light-sensitive matrix consisting of 201 specially designed CCD sensors. The pixels themselves are only 10 microns wide, and the focal plane is so flat that its irregularities do not deviate by more than 1/10 of the width of a human hair. The camera's images are so detailed that you could make out a golf ball from about 25 kilometers away, covering an area of sky 7 times wider than the full moon. These photos of billions of stars and galaxies will help us discover the secrets of the universe, said Aaron Rudman, involved in the construction of the camera and deputy head of the Vera C. Rubin Observatory. Expanding our understanding of fundamental physics requires looking further into the universe, said Kathy Turner, manager of the DOE's Cosmic Frontier program. With the LSST camera, the Vera C Rubin Observatory will delve deeper into space than ever before and help answer some of the most difficult and important questions in modern physics, she added. The device is to be installed in the new observatory later this year. Its main task will be to map the position and measure the brightness of a huge number of objects in the night sky. These data will allow scientists to extract a wealth of information, but what they are most looking forward to are signs of weak gravitational lensing, where massive galaxies subtly bend the paths through which light from background galaxies reaches us. The phenomenon could reveal information about the distribution of mass in the universe and how it changes over time, helping cosmologists understand how dark energy is driving the expansion of the universe. Scientists also want to use LSST to study galaxy distribution patterns and their changes over time, identifying dark matter clusters, which could help better understand both dark matter and dark energy. Astronomers using the Vera C. Rubin Observatory will probably also explore the closer vicinity, i.e. the Milky Way and the Solar System. Thanks to the sensitivity, the devices expect to create a much more detailed map of our galaxy, giving insight into its structure and evolution, as well as the nature of the stars and other objects within it. Scientists also hope to create a much more accurate inventory of small objects in the solar system. According to researchers, the Vera C. Rubin Observatory can increase the number of known objects in our closest cosmic neighborhood by 10 times, which may help identify threats from asteroids. NASA has finally identified the cause of Voyager I's problems. NASA engineers have confirmed that a small part of damaged memory in one of the computers on board Voyager I has caused the probe to send an unreadable signal to Earth since November last year. The Voyager I probe has been sending an incomprehensible sequence of zeros and ones to Earth since November last year. NASA experts have identified the source of problems preventing the correct transmission of data. They have some ideas on how to fix the probe, but it's unclear whether they will produce the expected results. The Voyager I probe was launched into space in 1977. Due to the age of the structure, some of its instruments no longer work. However, throughout the decades of space travel, they functioned properly and lived up to expectations. Voyager I flew through the solar system and breached the boundaries of the heliosphere, the protective bubble of particles and magnetic fields produced by our Sun. At this boundary, the solar wind loses its speed, and the pressure of the galactic winds begins to outweigh the pressure of the solar wind. This boundary is approximately 18 billion kilometers from the Sun. The Voyager I probe crossed the edge of the heliosphere and entered interstellar space in 2012. Currently, Voyager I is approximately 24 billion kilometers from Earth. Its current location offers the opportunity to collect valuable scientific data from interstellar space, but to do so, the probe must function properly. However, in December last year, NASA reported disruptions in communication between one of the onboard computers, called the Flight Data System (FDS), and the subsystem used to communicate with Earth. The so-called Telemetry Modulation Unit, TMU. The task of the FDS is, among other things, collecting data from scientific instruments and data on the condition and location of the probe. The system combines this information into one data packet that the TMU sends to Earth. As a result, a completely unreadable signal reaches the Earth. The repeated sequences of zeros and ones have been described by NASA specialists as digital gibberish. Air traffic control has been receiving this gibberish since November 14 last year. Since then, NASA has had no knowledge of the condition of the furthest man-made spacecraft from Earth. The team does not have visibility into key parameters regarding the ship's propulsion, power and control systems. The breakthrough came at the beginning of March. The Voyager mission team detected activity in one section of the FDS that was different from the rest of the garbled data stream. In response to a command from Earth, instead of returning digital gibberish, Voyager I sent back a string of numbers that looked more familiar. It turned out that it contained the reading of the entire FDS memory. By comparing this reading with the reading obtained before the problem occurred, the team was able to locate the source of the problem. Experts suspect that most of the damage is limited to a single chip in the computer's memory system. In the course of further activities, engineers determined that approximately 3% FDS memory has become corrupted, preventing the computer from performing normal operations. It is not known for sure what could have caused the failure. Researchers point to two possibilities. Either the equipment simply failed due to old age after nearly 50 years of operation, or it was hit by an energetic particle from space. Engineers hope to find a solution to the problem and restore Voyager I to normal operation. However, this may take researchers several weeks or even months. How to deal with anger. Venting our emotions when we're angry seems like a good idea. There is a belief that doing so will help us suppress our anger. But according to a recent meta-analysis, this approach doesn't help, and worse, in some cases it may even make anger worse. Instead, scientists suggest using methods that will reduce physiological arousal, such as deep breathing or muscle relaxation. Anger or rage are common emotions with potentially destructive consequences. They are perceived as a problem that should be tried to be controlled. However, most people have never developed effective techniques for controlling their anger. As the authors of the review indicate, there is a great need to identify effective strategies for reducing and coping with anger. Scientists from Ohio State University analyzed 154 studies on anger, rage and aggression, involving over 10,000 people to determine the most effective methods for reducing anger. It turned out, Contrary to popular belief, that venting anger when we are angry does not help at all. It will not reduce anger. In some cases it may even increase anger because it increases physiological arousal. The research results were published in the journal, Clinical Psychology Review. Contrary to popular belief, venting anger or anger will not allow us to get rid of these emotions. While it can relieve tension and provide a temporary sense of accomplishment, it only increases arousal. Many people also try to cope with negative emotions through physical exercise. Exercise will certainly bring health benefits, but it may not improve our mood. It's really important to dispel the myth that when you're angry you should vent and let it out, says Brad Bushman, co-author of the publication. Letting out your anger may seem like a good idea, but there is not a shred of scientific evidence to support this concept, he adds. Anger or rage are negative emotions associated with high physiological arousal. In this condition, we have increased heart rate, blood pressure, respiratory rate and skin conductance due to the activity of the sweat glands. Scientists indicate that activities that affect the level of arousal have a huge impact on the level of anger and aggression. The physiological changes that occur in response to anger are part of the fight or flight response. In other words, the body prepares to face a threat, whether it is imagined or real. The analyzed studies involved 10,189 participants, both women and men, representing various age groups, cultures and ethnic groups. The authors of the meta-analysis argue that the key to reducing anger is to reduce the physiological arousal resulting from anger itself or from other physical activity that anger may inspire. To reduce anger, it is better to engage in activities that reduce your arousal level. Contrary to what popular opinion may suggest, even running is not an effective strategy because it increases arousal levels, which is counterproductive, says Bushman. According to the authors of the publication, the inspiration for the meta-analysis was the growing popularity of the so-called rage or anger rooms, where you can destroy everything in a given room for money in the hope of freeing yourself from anger. I wanted to refute the whole theory of venting anger as a way of dealing with it, says the first author of the publication, Sophie Arvik. The idea was to show that reducing arousal, or rather its physiological aspect, is really important, he adds. The team developed the review based on the two-factor theory of emotion developed by Stanley Schachter and Jerome Singer, which describes anger and all other emotions as a two-part phenomenon, containing a physiological and cognitive component. In their meta-analysis, researchers looked at both activities that increase and decrease physiological arousal, from boxing, cycling and jogging to deep breathing, meditation and yoga. They found that calming activities reduced anger levels. Effective activities to reduce arousal included yoga, mindfulness, gradual muscle relaxation, and deep breathing. Gradual muscle relaxation and overall relaxation can be as effective as methods such as mindfulness and meditation. Yoga, which can be more stimulating than meditation and mindfulness, is also a way to calm down, says Arvik. Researchers recommend that instead of giving vent to anger, it should be weakened. These calming, stress-relieving tactics can also deprive anger of its physiological fuel. Some physical activities that increase arousal may be good for the heart, but they are definitely not the best way to reduce anger. Angry people want to vent their emotions, but our research shows that this actually increases aggression, says Bushman. In today's society, we all deal with a lot of stress and we need ways to cope with it. Showing that the same strategies that work on stress actually work on anger is beneficial, says Arvik. The review found that most activities that increase arousal do not reduce anger and some increase it, but this also depends on attitude. For example, football, if treated as fun, can reduce anger, just like other similar group activities that evoke positive emotions. Peter Higgs, discoverer of the God particle, has died. British physicist Peter Higgs has died at the age of 94. It was he who proposed the existence of the so-called God particle, which was detected in 2012 at the Large Hadron Collider. He received the Nobel Prize for his work in 2013. The University of Edinburgh, where the scientist was a lecturer for nearly 50 years, announced the death of Peter Higgs. He passed away peacefully at home after a short illness, reads a statement from the Scottish University. In 1964, Higgs predicted the existence of a new particle, which soon came to be called the Higgs boson. He theorized that there must be a subatomic particle that would explain how other particles gain mass. In 2012, the Large Hadron Collider managed to detect the Higgs boson, also known as the God particle. For his theoretical work, he received the Nobel Prize in Physics in 2013, together with François Englert. The Higgs boson is a fundamental element of the Standard Model, a set of theories describing the basic elements of the structure of the universe. The Nobel Prize-winning discovery from 2012 explains, among other things, existence of mass. Peter Higgs was an extraordinary person, a gifted scientist whose vision and imagination enriched our knowledge of the world around us. His pioneering work motivated thousands of scientists, and his legacy will continue to inspire generations to come, said Peter Matheson, Vice-Chancellor of the University of Edinburgh. Higgs was born in 1929 in Newcastle, northwest England. He graduated in 1950 from King's College London with honours in physics. In 1954 he obtained his PhD. Soon after, he established contacts with the University of Edinburgh, where he became a researcher. He worked at a Scottish university until 1996. Proposed by Higgs in 1964. The particle helped scientists understand one of the most fundamental mysteries of the universe: how the Big Bang created something from nothing. Without mass, particles couldn't clump together into the matter we deal with every day. However, almost 50 years passed before its existence could be confirmed. This was a man whose name was associated with the divine particle and the mad pursuit of this particle for many, many years, comments Professor Christoph Karek. He explains that the Higgs particle, described in 1964, is called the God particle because it is responsible for generating mass, i.e. for the appearance of massive elementary particles. Peter Higgs' greatest achievement was to propose the so-called Higgs mechanism. This mechanism made it possible to introduce particle masses into the theory of elementary particles, the so-called Standard Model, comments the researcher. The Standard Model is the most coherent theory in quantum physics. Describes three of the four fundamental forces observed in nature: electromagnetic, weak, and strong forces, but does not include gravity. Without the Higgs particle and the proposed mechanism, it would not be possible to use and describe interactions within the Standard Model, says the physicist.